love to hear about an unusual situation that's happened. Maybe you could set the scene for me.
Sure. So I've been a paramedic and a fireman now for about 18 years, and started my career as an ambulance paramedic and transitioned to a fire department job where I served in both roles. And getting fire department jobs in big cities is kind of a challenge. There were 27 slots open when I put in for a position, and 800 people looking to fill them.
Wow.
So a lot of pressure, challenging process, but managed to get through the hiring process and got on with the fire department, and was really excited about it, and went through the 27-week academy that the fire department puts on. And at the end of the 27 weeks, we graduated and we were assigned to our new stations. And there's a lot of pressure, and firemen are known to give each other a hard time about all kinds of things. And so I had a lot of anxiety about living up to the expectations and making sure I was doing things right. Mm-hmm. And the very first fire that I ran when I got out to my company was a fairly large house in the city that had a basement. And we got on the scene of the fire. We were the first ones there, which was kind of exciting. You're the first guys there, and you drag everything off the truck, and everything's going pretty well. And my captain and I go in the house, and my captain was about 6'6" and 270 pounds, big guy, kind of an intimidating character. And I go in the house. He turned to me and he said, "Just stick with me." And I said, "Okay." So we head into the house, and mind you, we're wearing all of our equipment. Probably totals, I'm gonna guess, somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 pounds. But we had our air packs on and our masks, and we have little, what we call voice emitters, that are supposed to amplify your voice so you can hear each other talking, because obviously with the masks on and all the noise, it gets
Sure.
difficult sometimes. And so we walk in, and I can see a light on the back of my captain's pack, but that's about all I can see, pretty dark, and we're headed in to find the fire. And he said something to me at one point, and I didn't hear him, and it came across pretty muffled. It was one of those and I didn't, and I said, "Captain, I can't hear you." And he said, I said, I'm sorry, Captain, hang on a minute, let me get closer to you, I can't hear you." And again, he and as I eased closer to him, I finally reached up, and just as I reached for his shoulder, I fell through the floor.
Oh.
And fortunately, I had enough gear on that my pack and my shoulders and so on and so forth got wedged, and my legs were dangling down into the basement of this house.
Oh, wow.
And my captain then walked over and leaned down and lifted up his mask and got right down by my ear and said, "There's a hole in the floor."
Oh.
And fortunately was able to pull me back up, so there was resolution to this, and I was uninjured. But as much pressure as I had on myself to do well, and of course firemen being the way they are, I never quite lived that down.
Right. Now, did you learn to understand the muffled voices pretty quickly after that?
More than anything, I learned when somebody says something more than once, holding still is sometimes the best option if you can't understand.
Yes. I feel like that's a valuable lesson.
So, lesson learned, and like I said, I took plenty of grief over it. And looking back on it now, of course, it's a whole lot funnier than it was the day I did it. But
Sure. Well, I'm glad it all worked out.
me too. Me too.
Thank you.